Send him an email.
He hadn't smiled all morning until that.
You smile the rest of the day.
How I feel.
Smiled and got red. Now you know, now you know who to blame. Now you know who to blame.
Okay. Okay, I'll send him an email. It's fine. I'm gonna go get my-
That's tearing me up.
It's in the bill.
Got the bid opening for corrugated metal pipe. First bid is from J&J Drainage Products. Total bid of $95,931.60. Certification attached.
Is that up to date, isn't it? The first bid is from JJ Drainage Products Company. And it's for a total of $95,931.60. Estimated delivery 4 to 6 weeks. And
Wellborn. Next bid from Wellborn Sales. Total price $81,299.18. They also have certification attached.
okay, we have a second proposal from Wellborn Sales, a total of $81,299.18. Time they give it 4 to 6 weeks time as well.
Next bid is Contact. Certification. Total bid $102,907.38. That's good, delivery 4 weeks.
Okay, third bid from Contact Engineering Solutions for $102,907.38. Delivery in 4 weeks.
Bid is from Metal Culverts Inc. Attached. Total bid $133,210.80.
Okay, fourth bid is from Metal Culverts Inc. And total number is $133,210.80. And they're talking about, they're giving an estimate of 3 weeks delivery. Yeah.
You get that clip, Catherine. You know,
Okay, well, I would make a motion to return this to staff for their review and suggestion.
I'll second. Been moved and seconded to turn the bids to staff for review and recommendations. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There he is.
the Commissioners, next you have press conference at 9:30.
First,
You. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Rita, hi.
definitely be very advanced, Scott, be taking me on your hand, but good, this is the.
So much. Oh, my goodness.
Very good.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a long time. What was it for tomorrow? It's gonna be like a thought.
My goodness, I don't know.
More importantly, my head was saying that it's annoying. More importantly, like that. That's it for Saturday.
I just come up with a motion.
Winter's not.
Hey there, how are you? We should get together.
I think she's doing.
What's on your desk?
I did a rotary talk Friday evening.
Oh,
And I had two different doors signed up to.
it's hard to believe with as nice as it is right now. I'm kidding.
So we have science kids to
It's good to know, it's good to go down there and see it.
the store.
Yeah.
It's not scary.
It's scary,
It's really not as bad as I thought. Cleaned up pretty good. I replaced all the trim on the ball.
How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good. Greg, Lord, how you doing? Good enough. Thank you. You? Not bad, not bad.
Or shadows. Yep.
So rearranging.
You haven't talked about it. Yeah, he's.
I don't need all of those. We could be sitting here very straightforward.
Trying to figure out how to balance. He really loves
We're gonna reduce
some
it.
side work, but he's. He likes love.
I know, anyway, and up there, that went away too.
I don't even have.
Can't do the countdown.
Yes, you have to watch. it. There it is.
All right. Scott, Mark.
Good morning. Not a whole lot to report from the patrol side of things. We have Fake Patty's Day is occurring this coming weekend on Saturday, so we're just finishing all the logistical planning for that. Commissioner Ford, I believe, did a ride along, I think it was 2 years ago on Fake Patty's Day, so he got to see firsthand some of the things that go on. But
Actually, I
otherwise,
did it both years. I did the morning shift 2 years ago and the evening shift last year. So I've seen the whole gauntlet.
kind of eye-opening when you're out there and get to see it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But other than that, nothing really to report. But if you guys have any questions about anything going on, I'd be happy to answer them. Okay.
Your jail is pretty much the same as last time we talked. We're seeing an increase in the male population as well. I think today we were at 126 or 127. We ended last month, I think, at 125.5 for an ADP. So I think we have the 2 months with the most inmates just back to back there. Having said that, we're constantly trying to make sure we're saving taxpayers' money through food purchases and, you know, anything we can to reduce it. So that amount of inmates, we are taking a little bit of strain on that. The one other thing I presented to the Rotary Club on Friday morning, and I have 2 tours, one tomorrow and one next week. So that's part of the jail's plan on getting people to understand their jail. And, you know, when we're up here talking about spending taxpayer money, they have a better understanding of what's going on. So that's all I have. If you have any questions. Y'all have a good day.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's so good to see your faces. I hope that we do not have to go back into hibernation this week. I'm not looking forward to that. It's been a while since I've been here and we've been really busy downtown. We've decided to hire some new individuals, which will help us better execute our events, all 32 of them. And so we've hired a brand new event manager, and we are currently looking for an event assistant. So after all of my time downtown, 17 years of fingers in the holes and trying to keep it all together, it's been really nice to have the support of our board and the community and downtown in going out and finding some professional staff to help us really execute great events. So what we've done in the past, you'll see even better, and you'll see even more things coming along. So I'm really excited about that. This year, excuse me, every year we put out an annual patron survey, and this year is no exception. We've just started circulating that out. So as you all are patrons, please take the time to look for that on our social media and also on our website, Downtown MHK, and give us your thoughts. It's really important to the board of directors and to downtown when our patrons give us the input that we need so that we can make decisions that this community wants to see happen. And it's very valuable to us. You may think that it's not anything, 5 minutes of your time, it means nothing, but it does. It means a lot to us. I read every single one of those surveys that gets returned. So I'd like to just appeal to everyone who can hear this to take that survey. We are starting 2 educational campaigns. The first coming from us is probably super obvious, and that's Shop Small First. As you're thinking about where you want to spend your money, we would like for you to be intentional and be purposeful and understand how much impact your dollar has on the local economy. That's something that people say all the time. It sounds sort of cliche, but it absolutely is a fact. For every $100 that you spend locally, currently 68 of those dollars stay in this community. And that just gets recirculated over and over and over again. So it's really important. It's vital to our local economy's vitality and economic health. So just asking that as you think about where to spend money, to think about the local and small businesses in this community. They are your neighbors, your friends, you go to church with them, you're in organizations with them, you work with them. Just really important. And our second educational campaign is one about community connection. We know that there is a pretty significant loneliness epidemic in this country, and people that are struggling to make connections, social connections. And we just want to remind the community in the region that downtown is a place for everyone. We've worked very hard over the last 5 years to create an area where there are spaces and places for everyone. We have events that are free to the public, that are family oriented, that are adult oriented. We have middle of the range ticketed events. We have higher end ticketed events. We just really want to be able to reach out to everyone in our community and have a place and a space where everyone can plug in. You like the arts? Come down. You like to drink beer? Come down. You like to eat local food? Come down. We really have been working so hard on that. And we want you to know that there are businesses who are creating little communities inside their businesses. So if your thing is skateboarding, go to Switch Wicket. If your thing is knitting, go to our new River Heights Yarn Company. There's just so many places for you to plug in downtown, and we encourage you to do that. So we'll be talking more about that as the year goes on. Sure, you're all aware we have big construction on Houston Street and in the alleys. We're looking for all of that to be wrapped up in the late spring. It pains me to say that, but late spring, early summer. It's been a lot. That's all I'll say. We have a call out right now for artists, makers, entertainers, performers, musicians, dancers, theater people for all of our events going on downtown. We need all of those folks for Third Thursday for our very, very successful event that we had last year, Symphony on Your Plaza. We are going to be doing that again, and we anticipate that to be even bigger and better. And we're actually going to close down the street for that one because we had so much overflow. I don't know, were any of you there? Yeah. So we'll be doing that again, but we are seeking musicians and performers for that. And we're really excited to bring that back. On my last update, I want to let the community know that we are putting a 1-year pause on our Pink Up the Pace 5K breast cancer run that supports Johnson Cancer Research Center. And it's just a 1-year pause. We did not have the staff in place to pull that off. Other organizing entities, same thing. So 1-year pause, we'll be back next year in 2026. In the meantime, we have partnered with Girls on the Run, which is bringing their 5K back downtown. And this year the theme is Be Your Own Superhero. And we have lots of downtown businesses involved in cheering on the girls. And it's a great, if you're not familiar with Girls on the Run, it's an absolutely fabulous organization for young girls in our community. So that's about it on my update. Any questions?
Thanks, Gina.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You guys are so hard hitting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Why do you have no questions for her, but you have questions for me? It's not fair.
I'm not sure an explanation is needed, but
That's right.
it's obvious. Sorry.
It's because we like Gina.
That's right.
Did you need me?
No,
Oh.
no, thank you.
We like you, Gina. Okay. So now I'll know if you have questions or not. How to proceed, right? Oh, well, this week is Severe Weather Preparedness Week in Kansas. We are looking at preparing for the severe thunderstorms, high winds, floods, tornadoes. And of course, as someone said in my office this morning, it's Kansas. And so Wednesday, we're looking at this lovely winter watch / blizzard. So as we prepare, we just want to remind folks to have a plan, make a kit, and stay informed. So having a plan means knowing where you're going to take shelter. And on days like this, when it's beautiful out over the weekend, it was nice. I know that's the farthest thing from your mind to think about what you're going to do when severe weather happens. But that really is the time to think about what you're going to do. Where do you take shelter? Where do you go? Whether you're at home, at work, in the car, if you're traveling, some of the things to think about as you're going down the highway, where can I take shelter? Where, if this is going to happen. So, and then having that kit, we call it a 72-hour kit, a go kit, whatever. It's just supplies that your family may need if you needed to evacuate, if you were on the go. Just supplies for you to get through. And then staying informed is, of course, our radio stations partners. They do a wonderful job disseminating the information that we have. The NOAA Weather Radio, various subscriptions and apps, and of course, our Everbridge emergency notification system. So Everbridge is free. You can sign up at our county website at www.rileycountyks.gov. Again, it is free. So this week being the Severe Weather Preparedness Week, there's also a statewide tornado drill on Wednesday, hopefully, if the weather cooperates. So Wednesday at 10, we will be participating in that tornado drill with the sounding of the outdoor warning sirens. So today is our scheduled test, but we will not sound the sirens today, as we will do that on Wednesday. So hopefully everyone will take the opportunity on Wednesday to practice their plan. And that includes where do you go? Because again, most people will be at work. It's 10 o'clock. So kind of take a look at your work plan on what to do for tornadoes. So recapping, we want you to have a plan, a kit, stay informed. Our drill will be on Wednesday, March 5 at 10. We will sound the sirens and Everbridge at that time. And again, you can sign up for those free notifications at the county website, rileycountyks.gov. If you have any questions about preparedness, where to take shelter and whatever, our office is more than happy to offer ideas. You can reach us at 537-6333. And this is important. Last year we had 22 tornadoes only in the Northeast region. And one of those was with our adjacent county, Potawatomi County, or at least one. I think they had 4 or 5 actually reported. So, it can happen, and it can happen here. And so being prepared this week while things are not so hectic, that's what we want people to think about and be prepared. So the stats came out from the Weather Service. So 22 confirmed tornadoes in Northeast Kansas. Our strongest was an EF3, Potawatomi County, April 30th. We had hail, softball size, 4-inch in Wabaunsee on March 13. So we're looking at snow, but we can also be looking at the thunderstorm, hail, and wonderful things coming around the corner with spring weather. So keep that in mind as we move through and prepare for everything. One last thing I want to do, just kind of a quick save the date. Next Monday will be our National Weather Service Storm Spotter presentation. And so the National Weather Service from Topeka will be here at Potter's Hall, 7 p.m. And they do a great job of just weather safety. Just a talk. It's aimed towards storm spotters, but you don't have to be a storm spotter to attend. It's great information just for the whole family. So again, that's next Monday at 7 at Potter's. Any questions for me? All right. See, they like me too. All right. Thank you all.
Lori.
Got one more.
I'll be quick. Good morning. Have some horticulture events coming up that I want people to be aware of. The K-State Gardens 150th celebration. They have monthly events. We have one coming up this Thursday. It's on forcing bulbs or tulips. It'll be a workshop, hands-on. There's a small fee, but you need to register at the K-State Gardens website if you want to participate in that. We also have our youth lawn mowing clinic. It's coming up on March 11th, Tuesday. We'd like for you to sign up so that we can get your certificate, assuming you'll pass. I don't know if we've flunked anybody. We're poor teachers if we're flunking people. So sign up at our riley.ksu.edu website. It is from 4:30 to 6. It is geared for 4th through 6th graders, but we've had all different ages at that. It is a partnership with Manhattan Optimist, so they'll be providing some information along with the snacks that are very important for us. And testimonial, talked to a gentleman from Deep Roots. He kind of got his interest and starts with a landscape mowing business through participating a few years back. So can happen, and that we're excited. We just main thing is keep youth safe that are going to be doing some mowing this summer. Also, a program coming up on hay bale gardening. Master Gardener Rebecca Stark, who's going to give that. That'll be at Blueville Nursery on the 22nd of March, 10 a.m. So those are the public events going on right now. We're doing our school gardens. So we're meeting with a lot of 4th graders and getting them prepped, planting their spring garden. And we've planted in the snow, so it's not desirable, but it's something we have done in the past. So those are some of the horticulture things going on this month.
Thanks, Greg.
No questions.
Then just, once you bring the Sprinkler information, then we'll have some questions.
Yeah, that's later.
Okay.
Thank you.
I saw somebody mowing it this week.
Oh, did you?
I don't know if they was picking up.
Maybe mowing leaves. Yeah, chop them up.
Yeah.
Then from Mr. Meyer.
I thought,
Morning, Corey.
Good morning. Corey Meyer, ITGIS Director. I'm here to bring forward to you a discussion of audio video upgrade here in this room, and we'll be asking for approval as I go through. So background history. I know more than 7 years ago, the sound equipment, the mics in front of you were put in. I know it goes beyond that because it was back to a couple prior IT directors when it happened, but couldn't historically exactly find when, but 7 years. This is one of the most highly used set of audio video equipment we have in the county, obviously twice a week and then throughout the year and then various others. So and it's no secret that we begin to have more and more frequent issues. And we've had prior discussions on what to do and how to do. And it's time now to just completely move forward with a change of majority of the equipment. It also will lead us into when we get to go live with the Civic Clerk product, which is what will replace MinuteTrack here in the next 3-4 months. So we got an extension on that. And so now we've got more time to take our time through that process. So I had 2 companies come in and evaluate what we've got here and options to do. Both came back with similar solution, but very drastic different costs. So it made it a pretty simple choice of whom to go with, and also nice that it is a local company here in town in doing so, and that would be with Ready systems. The proposal, what to do would be to, all of the mics that are out here in front of you would all be replaced. There will be a microphone that goes back in front of each one of the tall ones here, but it'll only be a 5-inch microphone, not this giant gooseneck that's up in front of your face. Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes.
that'll be like,
It'll be much shorter there. Okay, so there will be a microphone there in place of each one. The blue mics that are there and this little black, they will be gone. Those will be completely removed. They won't be in existence anymore. We'll be adding a microphone array into the ceiling. And that mic array in the ceiling is controllable, where we can create cones, what are called sound cones. And so we can have it set up to know that sound comes from where Rich sits and sound comes from where Commissioner Foki and so forth and so on. What that does, then the combination of those mics and that, it'll be digitally processed, meaning if Rich's voice is very deep and loud, but maybe Commissioner Ford's is so soft we can hardly hear him, or vice versa, or what it'll do is we'll create a sound output level that is good quality and clear to hear, and a soft-spoken voice will be increased, a loud voice will be decreased, so that we will get a uniform sound that goes out, and it won't be well, it was hard to hear this person, but not hard to hear this person as when all is done and installed. In addition, we'll replace the camera in the back of the room. And that will be a better quality, higher quality camera back there. We're also going to add a camera to the left side of the screen over there, and that will be the presentation camera. So there'll be a focus to the presenter of who's in the room. So we will run 2 video at one time. We'll close the focus in on the group here, and then a camera here. In addition, these controls over here, these sound controls will go away, and this will be replaced by a tablet. That tablet will be the control system. This would be very much like you see in a lot of classrooms, like at K-State, hotels and things, but it will be a touch screen. It will be locked so that people can't get in and mess with a lot of it, but it'll be pre-programmed where you can come up and it's commission meeting, press the button. It knows this camera, I'm supposed to look at this camera's supposed to this, and I'm supposed to change the mic volumes. We'll preset all that. If we're setting up the room for a classroom style, like what I believe emergency management just did, then that camera will be off, but just this camera will be on, and it'll do a wide view. That will be a classroom style. If it's a luncheon that we have, then again, adjustments will be made where these mics will go off, but the mic up above will pick up the sound. And so we'll work with Ready Systems, who I'll be asking you to approve there in those setup configurations. And so that should simplify when we're messing with, and this gets turned and things get. So the only thing that will be left will still be the projector and the screen and the speakers. But as they go through the install, they will test each speaker, and if it is having issues, then they'll do a replacement of that. It'll also mean, if you've ever seen, when you go in the old executive room, there's a rack in there. A lot of that equipment will come out of there and be replaced because we don't need as much. Less equipment means less problems, means less interference, less issues. The proposal that I got that I'm asking for approval on is through Ready Systems. The cost is $29,567.02. The other proposal I got, well, it was right at 80. So it's a pretty easy decision to make there. And one of the things is that this is the Ready Systems is local. You go up the road here a little ways, get past the Sonic and on the Wendy's, and they're up there. We've worked with them before many times. Sean and his team do good work, and looking forward to working with them. It will take 4 to 6 weeks for the project to get started. Equipment's got to get ordered, get in, programming checked, tested. They can do a lot of that ahead of time. Then it would take 2 days installation. I've already talked to them about doing it on a Tuesday and Wednesday install. So commission meeting gets done on a Monday. They come in and get started, get it done on a Tuesday and Wednesday, and then a Thursday we'd be up and going. would be the installation plan. It does, the dollar figure is more than what I had in my budget for this particular line, but I reviewed my budget, other projects, other replacements we were doing, some that weren't as critical that I can back off on those and still cover the amount through my budget. So I'm not asking for CIP, I'm not asking for anything. I'll just manage it and scale some other projects we have or push those till the very end of the year where I see my budget play out. But this is very important to get done. I think you all understand that as well as we do, and especially to our citizens who are listening, but those that are joining in on meetings and stuff. So I am asking approval to move forward with the audio video upgrade for this room. $29,567.02 from Ready Systems. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you know, I've worked with Ready Systems a lot and they're really very good. The question that I have is we're planning to redo the windows in here and probably do painting work and maybe rearrange some things. What happens, you know, if we put this in ahead of that, how are we gonna coordinate? Isn't that they'd have to come back in and redo it? Is that?
So the mics that are down here on the on your tables, that they can be disconnected and we can reconnect them. Everything that's in here, even the screen, the projector, where that ceiling mic array could go, if you decided to rearrange and turn the room, we just have to move parts around. That's nothing wrong with it.
Affect a whole lot.
No, ma'am, no, it will not. I mean, it would be just like, you know, you're rearranging your office and we need to disconnect the computer, move the desk and hook it back up again. We'll have that ability to disconnect the mics, unwire them, put them back in. That part we have no problem doing within my office. If it was a rewiring of the controllers and those things that are in the back, that's a different story. But moving these pieces, we'll have no problem to do that. And so, yes, based on when the windows are being done or what we need to do or what we need to cover for dirt, dust, whatever that might be. Yeah, yeah, that won't be any problem. We'll take care of it.
John, what do you say?
Yeah, there will be dirt and dust.
Yeah.
I know, but is that
You
good?
won't be in a room when all that happens. So. And that might, depending on how you can, how soon you're gonna start.
Approval today and I'll sign. They said they'd be ordered. They've already checked on everything and they did say that it was 3-4 weeks. So we would be getting started. You know, April. Probably we would be working in here and getting that done.
So that's pre-windows.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
Yeah, I
we were
know.
gonna move somewhere.
the windows. Yeah. That's why I asked on the install to see if it would be an extended that wouldn't be able to fit between meetings, and they said, no, just 2 days in there, especially if they get started on a Monday where we'd be able to coordinate that. So,
We'll remind you.
mhm. You will, my friend, I know. Yes.
Thursday morning.
Yeah.
What's that problem?
Don't mind the hanging wires and stuff, carry on. We'll run back and forth on the microphone and down.
I'm sure you'll coordinate it with.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. This kind of modernization in here will be very much similar to what we'll see in the EMS conference room out there. It will be, the direction will be going out in the emergency management remodel. We're looking at upgrading the audio video in the FCRC upper level. There's that large room there. They've held many meetings there where some state officials have come in and talked about things. We're gonna do an upgrade in there, an increase. And we've also begun to look at the equipment out in the basement at Public Works out there, some things as well. So this is I don't want to use the word neglected, but I will go ahead. It's an area where it's just fallen behind and it, now that we've got a lot of other areas upgraded and things, we need to focus on this in all of our buildings locations. So this one is very, very necessary of our opinion.
With technology changes, you can't afford
Oh.
to stay on top of it. It's
Yeah.
a problem.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
doing fine. You're
Yeah.
doing great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
John's still on.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I've been all for it for a long time. I think it's gonna upgrade our ability to be transparent in our meetings and dialogue and everything else. I think it's a necessity.
Motion?
I would make a motion that the Board of County Commissioners approve the audio video upgrade to our meeting room for $29,567.02 from Ready System.
I'll second.
And
Thank
moved
you.
and seconded, excuse me, to approve the audio video upgrade to the BOCC meeting room for $29,567.02 from Ready System. All in favor? Aye.
You bet. Thank you, Commissioner.
Time for Russell, commissioners.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just, I just said one of those. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Set up this morning.
Morning, Commissioners. Russell Stuckey with Emergency Management, Fire, and 911.
What's that?
It's only one, please.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
That's for tomorrow.
I got plenty of paper.
If we can get caught up here. So, you have my report in front of you. I was going to highlight a few things. We participated with the Health Department in the Wildcat region with a PEP exercise, and that went well. We solicited, as you know, this letters of support for the Community Defense Wildfire Defense Grant application. We've got 6 of those so far from yourselves and Noxious Weed, K-State Administration, the Greater Manhattan Community Foundation, Manhattan Fire Department, and Senator Jerry Moran. So that's in the works and moving forward. We also, as I'm sure you know, we submitted from the county departments, the city, all the cities, all the townships for expenses due to the severe winter weather that we had. We had, if you look at the whole event, we had enough to meet our minimums, which is a little over 300,000 to qualify for a disaster. But after we sent it in, I think we turned in approximately $1.2 million in costs associated with the storm. Between the city of Manhattan was the largest, and then Riley County was the second, and then there was a couple of townships that also submitted. But when they came back, they said, "Oh yeah, for a winter storm, unlike severe weather in the spring, you have to narrow it down to a 48-hour window of expenses." And so you have to pick, go into, if it was a 5 or 10 day event, getting rid of the snow and everything, you have to pick a 48-hour window. And so when we narrowed it down to the 48, we reached back out to the departments that submitted. They all narrowed it down to their most expensive 48-hour window. I think we came up about, I think it was approximately $30,000 short, and the state as a whole did not meet the minimums. And so I think the state, Robert, is the state 3 million or so? I think it's roughly 3 million. I think it's approximately the state as a whole has to, with all of our submittals, has to be up in the $3 million range before it qualifies for a presidential declaration. So not only did we not make it, the state itself as a whole didn't make it, so there will be no request to FEMA and the president for a declaration, so as Rich said, we tried.
All we can do.
Yeah, that's all, and so that's all we can do. I don't know if you have any questions on that in particular, but. So I'd like to thank all the ones that did take the time to put those numbers together and submit them. It does take some work and staff time to do. But if we were successful, it could have meant several $100,000 back into the county coffers, but it didn't. Working with Corey and RCPD and the other important entities and vendors on looking at the technology that needs to get put into in particular, the new EOC, as Corey was talking, you know, with the audio video here, looking to do something similar. So the systems throughout the county are up to date and compatible. I participated in a Zoom meeting the other day with multiple county agencies and in both from both Riley and Potawatomi County. There's been an application made to Kansas Wildlife and Parks and the Corps of Engineers for a concert to be put in the state park below the dam, similar but not as big as Country Stampede. But I called to give an update on it today, and they said the application's still in, it's still being reviewed. But the applicant has until March 15th to answer numerous questions that were brought up in that meeting. So just kind of an FYI there, if you hear about it, that's a possibility. Yeah, it's a possibility, but the applicant has a lot of questions to answer before Kansas Wildlife and Parks is inclined to approve that application. And that would be for a I think it was a August date of when they would propose to hold that concert. So we hosted the G402 class last week and had a nice turnout. We had 27 total attend. I think we had 2/3 of the county commission and 100% of the city commission, the city manager, K-State. Multiple people came to the afternoon one. Fort Riley attended. School district, I believe, had people there. Multiple people from the city, Corps of Engineers, several Riley County department heads. And so I believe it was successful and informative. I don't know, Commissioner McKinley, if you have any comments on it. Thought it was good, bad, or otherwise, but good. So we were pretty pleased with that. The afternoon session had a lot more people in it than the evening. And so consequently, it had a lot more robust conversation with the evening class had conversation too. But they obviously been at work all day and came to listen to us talk. So, but it was still good. As Lori mentioned, me and I went to Douglas County and assisted them with a functional exercise. That was interesting, you know, opportunity to get out and see how other counties do things and get some ideas of what to do and what not to do both. And then we received the approval for the hazardous materials emergency preparedness grant, which we're using to do a commodity flow study and multiple counties of our whole region. I think there's 5 or 6 counties in our region that all go together to do that as one big group. So I have Robert Cox with me here today, so I'd like to introduce you to him if you haven't met him before. He's our new planner. Robert originally worked for Riley County from 2019 to 21 as our part-time planner. And then he took a job with the Kansas Division of Emergency Management and has been there since. And then we're lucky enough to hire him back from the state. So Robert lives in the city of Riley and has been a longtime county resident. So we're really glad to have him. Looking forward to great things. You're good. Two of the 4 new trucks we recently bought are in service, and one actually pumped water on a fire Friday afternoon, evening. We had a structure fire down at 1809 South Manhattan. It was suspicious, and so we called in the fire marshal, and that is currently under investigation by the fire marshal's office in conjunction with RCPD. So we're in the getting ready for burn permit season, and so I take the chance to remind people listening, if you haven't got your burn permit, we are always accepting burn permit applications. And if you have any burning planned, I highly recommend you get a burn permit because it's required. Station 110 is progressing. I believe all the concrete work's done. And the building package is there on the ground, ready for the contractor to start putting it up. I don't think they have started actual construction of the building yet, but it should start any day. And then as you always like to see, the National Weather Service has sent us a new decision support packet for what may or may not be interesting weather this week. So everybody, again, as Lori said earlier in her presentation, be prepared, be ready for not only a little more winter weather potentially, but the start of spring severe weather season, and know your safe places to go ahead of time, and your notification avenues of how you get information about impending storms. And don't wait till the last minute to take action if you feel you need to for the safety of your family. And I think that's the most I have. I hand you our run information, and relatively normal for this time of year. We are always ready and accepting applications for volunteer firefighters. So if anybody, anybody or anybody out there listening is interested, don't hesitate to go to our website and search firefighter and start the application process. Does the commission have any questions for me?
Thanks, Russell.
Thanks.
Have a good week.
You too. Get the house all back like it should be.
Wait on insurance.
Yeah.
Hurry up and wait when you gotta depend on others.
Is that your house? This hall?
Lakes.
It's new.
Wait on insurance, see who they can blame.
Fun.
Huh?
Just been kind of a mess for you.
It was. It could have been much worse. It was very small, but
Was that a lot? Woodburn?
yeah. Professionally installed, so
Yeah.
insurance has to do their investigation, so.
Commissioners, did we have a consensus on me either preparing the letter in favor of home rule for signature by the board chair in advance of Thursday's meeting and having the board chair sign, or do we want to wait till Thursday's meeting? Either way, you all would get a copy of it, of course, and we can chat individually about if there's anything that needs to be put into it. I mean, of course, I wouldn't be able to pass along any of that information to any other commissioners, but if there was feedback, I could help incorporate it into a doc and then present it to the board chair, or I could present it to you on Thursday's meeting for review and approval like I said, I don't know that it matters if it goes out between now and Thursday, but I always want to be responsive. What are your thoughts?
And here's me.
Okay,
Yeah, it doesn't matter, whatever works unless it's time sensitive.
Unless it's- John, what do you think?
I was thinking maybe hold up and wait until Thursday so I get a chance to look at it. Obviously, I'm not there in person, so unless of course we need to get it out. If we need to get
I
it out,
think-
or there's a hearing between now and then obviously jumpstart it and go ahead.
Then let's do this. I'll double check to see if there is a hearing. If there is between now and then, or if there's a submission deadline, and if there is, I can reach back out to you individually. And like I said, of course, wouldn't be able to have, but I can get input from each commissioner separately to make sure we have all the points covered if there is.
Yeah.
And so I gather consensus would be wait till Thursday unless we need to get it in before a deadline, and then I'll coordinate with each of you separately. So,
Yeah, that
Okay.
sounds good. Yeah, it sounds
all right.
good.
Thanks all. I'm sorry. My agenda report got a little, we started to weave and I forgot to get clarity. So thank you all.
I would make a motion to adjourn the March 3rd meeting of the Board of Riley County Commissioners.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to adjourn the March 3rd meeting of the Riley County Commission. All in favor?